recovery, 8 bells. Let's do it. And go. Welcome back to Attitude for Gratitude. It's not how I should say it. Like I'm singing it. Attitude for Gratitude. I'm a dork. All right, we're here. We'll work for recovery. 2520 North 2nd Street. I'm here with one of our biggest cheerleaders. Jess C. is in the house. Say hello to us.
Hello. Good evening.
Hello.
Hello.
Hola, miasis. So, we are just trying new things like we are every week. This week, we've got some more garb hanging in the background, as you see. I know that's not really gangster recovery talk or however you want to say it, but here's the thing. Carolyn over at We'll Work for Recovery here, and I think Samantha, we got some people. So you're seeing something on the bottom of your screen. It's our website, willworkforrecovery.org/podcast. That's something new for us. So if you ever have issues or you know someone who's trying to watch the show and just has a tough time with Facebook or the YouTube, send them that. I just found out like that's the easiest way. And I'm going to start sharing it with multiple people that way. I think it's easier for me to share it through Messenger that way. I know we ran into hiccups for this past 3 years trying to share it through Messenger, through Facebook. People have to relog on. There's just been hiccups, and I blame myself for not getting the correct answers on that and figuring out how to do this the right way. So now I think we're on board for making this happen. So here at We'll Work for Recovery, we got daily meetings. Like, come down here, check this place out. If you've never been, come check it out. You kind of get a glimpse into the way We'll Work for Recovery looks like just by my background. That's how the meeting room is. Let's see, we got like 9 couches in here, a sectional, 3 recliners, this table, chairs. Like in the big room, we've got like 100 couches and a ton of leather chairs and recliners and da-da-da. It's a blast. So come on down, check it out. Belly up, kids. And it's just something that you should come experience. And if you got someone who's just thinking about coming to check out a place, send them this way. Monday through Friday, we got 6:30 a.m. meetings. We got daily those are structured AA meetings every day during the week at 6:30 a.m. We have 1 p.m. meetings daily. Every day we got a 7 p.m. meeting. Sundays we do the barbecue, Sunday fun day. We have a structured AA meeting at 5 o'clock. Here's the thing, though. Wednesdays, we got a banger. It's at 5 o'clock. There's a men's meeting, crosstalk at 5 o'clock, and then there's a women's meeting at 5 o'clock. And those are pretty good. That's what I religiously still go to, are the men's meeting at 5 o'clock on Wednesdays. But anyway, look at it. Come on down here. It's like, I don't want to say it's a big party because you can come down and find some recovery down here, but it's also something to experience. So, yes, tons of meetings to come check out down here. Guess what? Guys, guess what next week is?
What's next week?
It's Halloweeny.
Oh, yeah.
We do have We'll Work for Recovery Halloween party October 28th at 8 p.m. It's right after the 7 p.m. walk and talk meeting on Saturday. There will be dinner served. There's a $10 suggested donation. There's a costume contest, a dance, a DJ. It's always fun. Mm-hmm. It's always fun. I've been here the last couple years, but
what are you going to be this year?
Why are you gonna do that?
Oh, don't! We gotta surprise you with that stuff.
Yeah, we'll go with this. It's a surprise.
It's definitely a surprise.
She asked me last night, and I was like, I don't know. Like, what are you gonna be? What I say, reindeer? I think I said I'm gonna be a reindeer. Joking.
Yeah.
I'm coming down as Tim.
I don't think they make.
I'm gonna put my arm in a sling just like this and be. Guess who I am?
I don't think they make pants with gusset room big enough to be me.
I
think I'm gonna be mentally stable, so nobody will know it's me.
Oh, there you go.
That's good. That's
awesome.
good.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm going to be mentally stable. That's awesome.
That's better than my costume last year.
What were you last year?
I was a panda.
Oh,
Panda. What did we go last year?
I think I was a pregnant schoolgirl.
Oh, shut up. No, you weren't. You were a schoolgirl, and I was a cow?
Yeah,
That
cow.
was 2 years ago.
That was 2 years.
No.
Oh, yeah. No.
Oh,
Yeah, no, that was last year because this year marks 2.
wait a minute. Oh, my God.
No, that was 2 years ago. We didn't do anything last year, did we?
You know what?
I don't know.
If you went as a cow, she should have went as the milking girl.
So right here, 2520 North 2nd Street, here that We'll Work for Recovery has a mission. It's to restore the hope in recovery. one step at a time, one day at a time, one life at a time. Here at We'll Work for Recovery, like, it's the spot. Come check it out. We talk about a lot of other spots too. Like, you know, I really speak highly of 2218, Serenity Village, New Hope, Alleno, Blaine, Alleno, Fridley, Alleno. We get our recovery wherever we can get our recovery. Belly on up. You'll be up next, my man. But yeah, come on down, check the spot out. And this goes for, I got to put it to the right page here. Boop, boop. And we, you know what? We appreciate all the support always. So sharing this, like I said, I made it a lot easier that you can share this with the through the website now if you're having issues with the whole Facebook stuff. If your recovery doesn't come first, everything we love comes
Last.
I knew someone would have to finish that. We also have this, you know what? It's just a Minnesota-based recovery organization, or community organization with education, mentoring, and advocating for lifelong recovery solutions, supporting all roads of recovery. All right, I think I got enough of the advertising out of the way. And what we're going to talk about right now is if you're out there tonight and you're struggling, just like stay tuned. You'll hear quite a few different people hopping on and off air tonight and sharing a little bit about their stories. And reach out. You see my numbers thrown across the bottom. I'm talking highly of a few different places. Like, this is where I found my happiness and my new way of life. But you're worth the fight. So come check out a new way of life, man. It's free for the taking, and you're worth the fight. All right, let's get after it. Let's go left to right. Who are you, young lady?
Jess.
Welcome, Jess. Who are you?
I'm Larry.
Larry. Welcome, young lady. Sir?
I'm Dale.
Dale. Welcome, boys and girls. Oh, it looks like we're not being bombarded. Is the meeting still going? Was it going a little long? Man, where's everybody?
Smoking cigarettes. Shit.
Where everybody?
Everybody I do.
So, you know what? We're going to be approaching the podcast differently. As everyone knows, like, this came from a format of one or two guests for an hour to an hour and a half and me just getting into some deep conversations to this new flowing through guests. Because we want everyone to hop on and get a voice. Everyone has a voice. It's valid. That's kind of like what we talk about down here at We'll Work for Recovery, because it's the truth. Your voice is valid. So we usually go 5 to 10 minutes per person. And if people aren't in the room, I keep people on here, or I recycle people back up here because, as you can hear, I can talk. So we're going to try some other stuff. And I'm going to just start throwing questions out. Jess, what motivates you?
Ooh. A better tomorrow and a better version of me.
A better tomorrow and a better version of you. What does a better version of you look like? What does that mean? You know you're not going to get away with just some easy. Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah.
But now I need to know what a better version of you looks like. For you, what does that mean?
Let's see.
While you're thinking about it, I'm going to put something else in your ear.
What?
Because the Jess from 5 years ago to today is a better version, isn't it?
Yeah, just something, you know what? Something that challenges me, something that makes me feel better as a person, and that makes me happier and healthier.
Atta girl. And you have been doing that. Like,
yeah.
I mean, from a guy who's been kind of in your life for at least the whole time of your recovery, but more so in this last couple years, I see it, and you have been doing it. What kind of things are you grateful for in your life today?
Family, friends.
Family and friends.
You know, and this boy.
And a boy.
And this boy.
Some people say I'm a boy nowadays. Do you have a higher power? Do you have a faith?
I do.
What does that mean to you?
You know,
I know what it means, of course, but people out there in listening land don't. What does that mean to you? What do you have a faith, and how does that incorporate into your recovery?
Oh boy. Yeah, I mean, of course I have a higher power. How do I explain that?
You say, of course you do.
Of course I do.
But
yes,
a lot of people come in here and don't know what a higher power even is. What is a higher power to you?
Something greater than myself that I can fall back on, rely on, find strength in. Close my eyes, and even though I know it's, it's something I can't see, but I know is there. That, it's a faith that
You can't touch, see, or feel,
But you
but
know.
you can touch, see, and feel it.
But yeah, I mean, you know it's not there. You can't see, but can't see it, but you know it's present.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's how to explain it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You sit tight until all of a sudden I'm rudely like, all right, you got to get off. Someone else is on.
I know, right?
Introduce yourself again.
My name's Larry.
Larry, welcome back to the rooms of Will Work for Recovery.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
What do you mean?
I just I graduated outpatient and I started managing a sober house. That kind of takes up a lot of my time. You know, I kind of have to prioritize a little bit, but this is like one of my favorite places, you know, to come back to for recovery. And you know, when I can feel I'm out of alignment, a lot of the people that I'm close to in my recovery I met here. So like Dale.
How much time have you accumulated? How much time do you have?
Oh, I have 9 months, God willing, on November 3rd.
Yes.
Yeah.
Way to go.
Congrats.
I've like last week, it was weird. I was asking people like, how much time do you got? And most everyone's like, I just have today. And I'm like, come on, people are listening. Like, you know, what was the last milestone you celebrated, I guess is one way to ask. But okay, so you were chairing meetings here, right?
Yeah, I was.
And what did that do for your recovery?
It gave me, like, honestly, I was like really proud of it, because I felt like everything that I came out here to do, I'm not actually from Minneapolis, I'm from Wisconsin. So like everything that I set out to do up until this point, I've done. You know, so that was like something I was like, man, wouldn't that be really cool to like get in a service position and, you know, do all these things. So like it made me feel good because I feel like people noticed that like I was serious about my recovery and, you know, and that like I guess they saw value in the things I said, I guess. I don't know. Weird. Just kidding.
That's not weird.
That's not weird at all.
Gotta stay weird.
And people
Yeah,
did
it's
see you.
weirdo.
People
Yeah.
did see you. I know when you walked in tonight, like you're like, I haven't been here for a while. I think, who did I hear you saying that to? Will or someone? I don't know. But that's here nor there. A question out of the blue. What do you like most about you?
I'm happy now. I'm really happy now, and I feel like that's something that like the program and my recovery has given me. I used to just be such a miserable, mean, depressed person. So I like that, when I see people, I'm happy to see them. When people call me, I'm answering. And somebody mentioned that to me today. They're like, I'm like, oh, hey, how are you? And they're like, I wish I was happy as you all the time. And I'm like, well, it's like, you spend so many years in an addiction where you're just, hopeless, helpless, depressed, all those things. So it's like, I really seen how beautiful life can be. So it's just like, I have no reason to not be happy. So that's probably one thing I really like.
No, that's awesome. I like how you're saying. I mean, you didn't say this, but was prior to recovery, you were dealing with like not liking you, or just always down, or
Just always down. Just where it was like, if I wasn't like so caught up in my next high or my next drink, then I was having guilt and shame about the last one. You know what I mean? And it's just like that never ending cycle, hitting that wall where it was like, my life is a mess, but I don't want to do anything to fix it. And then you just kind of like a lot of the self-pity, you know what I mean, that we live in. And so like, I didn't,
I think we all know what you mean when
Yeah.
you say that. Like I can relate, chasing that next ooh-wop or whatever. So you haven't been on the show before. How did you originally hear about World Work for Recovery? Do you remember who told? Get in here. Do you remember who told you about it first, or how you first heard about it?
I think it was like my first week I got out here. I was an inpatient. I just moved out here and I went to inpatient. It was my first week, and I was like, dude, like when I first came out here, I was like, hey, look, my name's Larry. I'm not from here. I came out here to get sober. I need friends. Like I just dived right in,
Where are you from?
I'm from Wisconsin. I'm from Green Bay, but I don't like to tell people that part.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. No, but that's cool. So did you come here for recovery?
Yeah, I came here. I didn't want to go back home to my reservation, and so it just wasn't an option for me. I have some family out here, so I was like, the closest place to home that I have family, and it's far enough away that, like, you know what I mean? It was a fresh start. So I was like, moved out here to get sober. That's what I'm going to do. And yeah, within my first week, I looked it up on my phone, and I live right up the road. So I walked down here by myself, and I was like, I remember I seen Tim. I seen,
Tim. Oh,
Yeah.
Stanky.
Tim.
yeah, I seen him.
You mean Tim?
Yeah. And I walked up and I
I
was
got
like,
candy up here. Come on.
I was
Come on.
like, is this where the meeting is? And he was like, yeah, come in. And I just loved it. Right after that, I was like telling everybody, I was like, it's like the coolest meeting ever.
That's usually the question I follow that up with is like if someone came up to you and was like, hey, I heard about this place, Work for Recovery. What's it all about? How would you give that answer?
I tell them that it's really good for people when they're just getting in because it's so comfortable. You know what I mean? That there's not, even though there's still structure, there's not a lot of like pressure to like, you need to work these steps and you need to do this, where it's like, it gives people that like, that safe space,
space.
Yeah, when they're first coming into recovery, I feel like, because that's what it did for me, where it was like, you know, it still revolved around recovery, but I didn't have like that pressure of like, damn, I'm going to a group all day. You know what I mean?
Right.
I just want to be able to be around sober people, but not feel like, you know what I mean? Like,
I'm going to ask you a question that like brutally honest. Being a woman in these rooms, like I know you're outnumbered usually. Typically, like tonight, I looked around and it's like probably 3-1, maybe 2-1. And it's not always like that, but first question is, what's that like for you in your recovery, going to meetings where like there's way more men than women?
it doesn't bother me too much because I've made like a lot of like good healthy friendships like with men that like, you know, a lot of us in our addiction, whether it be, you know, women with men or whatever, vice versa, the dynamic is like sometimes they're not always healthy or you know what I mean, whatever. So but it's like Dustin and Dale, like I know them, I trust them. I play softball with this one gave me my 60 days. Like I've established healthy friendships with people, you know what I mean, regardless.
Right.
And you know, it does make me kind of sad because I know that a lot of women have kids and it's harder for them. Like I know there's a lot less women sponsors out there,
Right.
you know,
Right.
so I take the support from people who offer it, and I be a support regardless of, you know, but I love my women though. I love my girls in my house.
Oh,
so.
yeah. And I got more questions for you, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to start talking to Dale. So because when someone comes in here, I'm not going to boot you. I'm going to boot Dale.
Yeah.
I'll feel
No.
better about that with Dale. I mean, who are you?
I'm Dale.
Dale, get close on that mic. Uncomfortably close.
Oh, yeah.
So, Dale, I have a question for you.
Quiz me.
What is one superpower you wish you had?
Oh. You know, at first I would say freeze time, but, you know, I wouldn't want that. I like where I'm at in time. I guess that is a tough question. How about Stretch Armstrong so I could reach into places and grab my stuff?
The question is, and then how would you use it?
I'd be able to reach around and pick stuff up a lot easier around this place.
Because Dale does he does service here. He's of service up here at Woolwork, and he cleans up the joint quite a bit. I'll speak on his behalf. Speaking of that, the bathroom. No, but something's wrong with the paper towel deals. Just
All right.
heads up. I didn't want to start
appreciate
fucking with
No, that's fine.
That was a bitch move of me. I'm sorry.
There's a toilet in there overflowing too.
Oh, that ain't
thanks.
it.
We know who did it. We know who did it then.
Yeah. What is a little white lie that you regularly tell, Dale?
Oh, wow.
You're getting the non-recovery questions for some reason.
Yeah, it's man, you're really hitting me with a lot of things. You know, I guess, you know, I can't say everybody tells the truth all the time because that would be a lie. You know, this is a hard question.
This is for you. What's a little white lie?
I'm trying to think of one.
Here's one. Here, I was asked this, and mine was that the timeline. Like, yeah, I'll be there in 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
You can't take mine.
no, okay.
It's just something like that.
I mean, I guess if you want to look at things like people asking me if I'm going to the meeting tonight, I might already not plan on going to the meeting. I might already be comfortable in my PJs, and I just don't want them to know that I'm not going to show up.
So the little white
But
lie is,
little
yeah,
white-
I'll be there.
Yeah, I'm one of them. I'm finally getting to the point where I have trouble saying no to people. No, I'm not going to show up. No, I'm not going to help. So it's easier to say, yeah, I'll be there when I can get there and just not show up sometimes.
I get it. I've been
Yeah.
there, done that. Dale,
Oh, God, yeah.
how would you explain this place to a stranger?
I would explain it the best way I possibly can. Is the most unorthodox meeting you'll ever go to in your life.
You mean, now, specify that, because I just advertised, like, the 6:30 AA meeting in the morning.
Now, that's a very structured morning meeting. I'm
yeah,
talking.
what are you talking about?
I am talking about the night meetings, the 7 o'clock meetings, the 5 o'clock meetings. Even are very
Yeah, you're right.
very unorthodox. But you know what? For me, how would I describe it? You could never get me into that morning meeting in the very beginning. You could never get me to sit down and try to practice these 12 steps
Bro, you're up next after Dell.
in the very beginning. This place is relaxed. It's a different atmosphere. You're not sitting in a chair uncomfortable listening to what you have to do. You're listening to what everybody is doing and works around here. Everybody's doing something to help each other out. Everybody's here for some reason, and every way we do it, it's different. Not one person is the same around here, but every idea you hear is a good idea towards something.
So we hear this a lot in this place is like everyone has a voice and everyone's voice is valid. What does that mean to you?
Anything anybody has to say is always valid because Dustin might have something. Paul always has his one-liners, which he always says he hated them in the beginning, and it's very true. You hear him repeat these things over and over again, but in the long run, everybody says these things over and over again, and they are valid.
They work.
What's your favorite one-liner?
Yes.
My favorite is acceptance is the key to all my problems.
Oh, why did you have to go before me?
You know, what is your one-liner?
Da 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 da.
No, that's Paul's. That's his legit his.
I know.
Tell me about your gratitude, and then give up your seat and just hang out after.
I'm just gonna say my gratitude. I'm just happy to be here today. I'm happy to be around everybody here. I got a great group of friends. I am really happy you came back tonight.
Thank
I was there when she was running the meetings before, and I don't think you know. There's a lot of days I had horrible days, but you running the meetings were really big, and you are a huge inspiration. And it doesn't matter if you got 30 days clean or you got a year and a half clean. You could be a huge inspiration for anybody, and that's what I'm grateful for around here. There's so many different inspirations walking around this building that they don't even recognize who they are and what they're doing to make someone's day that much better. With that, I pass. And somebody else is up.
Yes.
Truth.
Campfire.
Oh, yeah,
and
I know. And it's beautiful out.
Mom, have a great night. Thanks for watching.
You're not going far. But yeah, thanks, Mama. We love the
She's on.
support. Cool. I'm also noticed, like, don't look at the numbers up there. I was just given some notice by someone else's. Our YouTube pages aren't showing us how many. Whatever. Doesn't matter.
Don't matter.
What matters is who's sitting here now. All right, young man, who are you?
My name is Dustin.
Welcome, Dustin. Did I have you on the show the other week?
Nope.
Damn right I didn't. How did you hear about this place?
I came in when I was in a sober house, and a guy was getting ready to go out the door to a meeting, and I wasn't familiar with meetings at the time, and I'm like, you got room for someone? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, where are you going? And he said, we'll work for recovery. And I'm like, well, if you got room, I'm ready to go, you know. And so I went the first time, and then, you know, after that, I was like, dang, I think I came on a busy day, and it was like kind of overwhelming, you know what I mean?
Right.
And then I was sitting at home. I didn't come for a couple weeks, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, you know, actually, it would be nice to be back at that place. Overwhelming or not, it was full of good people. And then, I came back, and then it was like more constant after that. And then I was coming.
Yeah, I've steady been seeing you.
I was coming in 1 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock meetings.
So, what gives you peace today?
What gives me peace today? Just knowing that I don't have to resort back to drugs or alcohol, and that my kids don't have to worry about me or where I'm at every night.
And how has recovery helped you accomplish that?
How has recovery helped me accomplish that? It has, it makes, I don't know, it makes it great, man. I mean,
I know
just recovering, it is, but
Just
just,
you could kind of answer that. So, you know what? Let's do this. I know that's. What do you like most about you?
that I have a positive mindset, full of love and compassion, even after all the shit I've been dealt, the things I've been through, been burned by many people, but still having a heart of gold and being able to pass it on to people, you know?
You're nervous. Chill out. You take a breath. Don't worry. Listen, I'm coming back to you. You just hold tight. Who are you? Get close on that mic.
Uh,
You good?
I'm Truth. I'm a criminal addict.
Truth, criminal addict.
Yeah. So,
Some pizza.
okay,
Yeah,
can
go
I
grab a slice.
promote my event
Man,
real
get
quick?
after it. Go.
Okay, so I'm in recovery, and I'm super excited about life and recovery and what God is doing in my life, because I've taken a lot of leaps of faith recently. And one of the leaps of faith is something that I've wanted to do for a long time, which is hosting events that is just something on a regular basis for the recovery community to go and do, that has a very high energy and just a very interactive with the crowd. And so I have a really awesome DJ. I have my first event is next Friday from 7 to 11 p.m. at 686 Sherburne Avenue. And so it's right off Lexington University. And from 7 to 8, be a couple few speakers. And then we're going to open up the mic and interact with the crowd a little bit and see if anybody has some spoken word, maybe some comedy, maybe whatever. We're just going to interact with the crowd for a little bit. And my DJ is going to start playing music. And we are going to be playing music and dancing. And we're going to have some beanbag toss, some games to play for those that, aren't necessarily in the dance, right? But like, I have been promoting the out of this. Like
know you have.
I have been literally, and I'm not even on Facebook. That's the thing that is so extraordinary. And people are telling me about what's happening on Facebook with my event, which is the Haunted House Party, which is a play on words, house music, right? And my DJ is literally in the picture. So if you guys know me, like this is the thing, so many different people know me and my DJ, who's Jarvis, right? From Gopher State a year ago last year, because they would not let us do anything. We literally set up on the deck out in Gopher State, and they shut us down like within 10 minutes.
They shut the
but
show
we
down
had
after
that,
that, too.
like, but the thing is, the Gopher State before that, we literally started in the garbage room. We moved all of the garbage out of the way, and we started DJing in there, right? And because it was open, and it was just somewhere to start. They kick us out of there. We go out into the regular big space, and we start to DJ out there. And we were DJing out there for maybe 25 minutes or so, and we were getting lit, right? Like people are coming over because they had no dances, no nothing like that at Gopher State. So then they kick us out of there. But the thing is, on the other side of the garbage area, right? Because these are the suites. There was no suite, and there was someone else that took over that little area and had a game and was doing it. And he had a room in the hotel, a suite with the jacuzzi, like a little suite, right? But he worked overnight. And he blessed me and Jarvis with the ability to utilize his room. And so he was actually gone.
Kept going room to room.
And we were able to, we were able to go up and DJ in his room, and we had it popping up in there. So there's like a lot of people that actually remember me and my DJ from Gopher State a year ago.
Yeah.
And so,
Yep.
but this last one, they were so like on top of it. They were literally following us around. They would not let us go to a room.
That's what
They
this
would not-
Angela's saying. up
They
here, too.
literally would not let us go anywhere. And so, like, you know what? And it's early enough to where I think that we need to contact the people that are in control so that we can potentially have something set up to be able to actually just be there and be, like, official, right? Because I think that was the big thing, was because, like, we were kind of secretly freaking sneaking some DJ action
All right,
in.
so truth. But how did you hear about Will Work for Recovery? Tell me about that.
Okay, it's funny. I was thinking about this when I was sitting there today, just in the meeting, because, time changes things. And once you become familiar with a place, and I was thinking about when I had first came into Will Work, right? Because I go to meetings, right? And we got the plastic chairs set up, maybe in a row, right? And maybe there's a few tables or whatever. But that's the pretty basic meeting setup. And so when I first come in, and there's couches around, and I can't remember how I heard of it. I honestly, it's been so many years ago when I had first came in. I mean, it has to have been 7 or 8 years ago when I first came in. And so I don't remember. I just remember I probably was fresh out of prison, and I was starting to go to some meetings, and somebody brought it up, and I just ended up coming. It's been too long, but I just remember coming in and just being like, what is this? Right? And then I'm looking around, and I'm just like, is this real? And there's these really cool decorations everywhere, and I'm just like, I feel like I'm home, just instantly, like, this is it right here, And there was
So what
just a
would you
pretty
say
cool
if
crowd.
someone came up to you and was like, "Hey, I heard about this Will Work for Recovery place." How would you explain it to a stranger?
I would explain it as somewhere that anybody, wherever that they may be, is able to go and to be able to speak more freely when they share, because that's the biggest thing in NA and AA that ends up the politics get a little bit, they just get
Get in
a
the
little bit
way.
overwhelming. They
Yeah.
just do. It's like I have enough laws here in Minnesota as it is. I don't want to go into recovery and be told, oh, you can't pass that flyer. That's not allowed here.
Right.
And I'm like, you know, and I hate to be so rebellious, but shit, I'm passing that thing anyway, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so it gets political, and it's just really nice to be somewhere more free, right? Like, no matter what your background is, just to be able to say, freely speak about something maybe I read in the Bible, right? And if I said something like that, maybe it was a psalm, right? The psalms have really been just uplifting me. I've been going through a hard time, right? Like, there's meetings that I could go to that where it'd be like, you can't do that. You can't say that. You know what I mean? And that's not here. That's the biggest thing that I would say that just, and it's just a place of a good people, right? A lot of people that are new in recovery come, and to be able to start to find their place and to feel comfortable in a meeting, the people are going to embrace them, which also, you know, a side comment, it is very, very important for us to acknowledge, like, the newcomer, right? Which the regular meetings, they have this on point, but like the newcomer is the most important person. If somebody has 10 years, and say they're in a relationship or whatever that it is, right? And it starts to go south, whatever it is. And that person relapses, or that person is struggling, or maybe they continue to struggle with relapsing. We are supposed to make sure that that person is the most important person because they are just on the door of death.
Right.
And we need to embrace them. We need to put those principles before how we maybe personally feel about that person or about their mistakes, right? Because it is a hard thing when you start to struggle. And when people that you used to be familiar with aren't embracing you in the same way. Because
Principles before personalities.
Principles before personalities. And I just want to say that because I just want to really, really acknowledge that because it's so important. And that's what really, really recovery is to be like, you know what, I'm going to love the out of this person because I can see that they're struggling. I'm not going to walk by and pretend like this isn't happening. I maybe don't agree with it. I'm maybe not going to bring them home, right, and like hang out with them all night. But if they hit me up, they want to go to a meeting, well, I'm going to do that. Even if they're high, you know, right? I'm just going to pick them up. We're going straight to the meeting. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's just, I don't know why that all of a sudden came out. And I don't mean to be talking so much. I promoted my event, like literally Haunted House Party, 686 Sherburne Avenue, next Friday, starting at 7 p.m. It is going to be lit.
Here's the best way to promote it. Get on the podcast and put in the comment, get that information in there.
All right, I'm going to comment
And now
on there
hold
right
tight. What is your dream job?
My dream job? I don't know. I'm kind of not really thinking that far ahead right now. I actually just got a job at a detox center over
Nice.
on Chicago Ave. Yeah.
1800 or
Yeah, yeah.
Hell yeah.
And it's crazy because the girl who got me the job, I met her in a meeting. And yeah, see, that's
See,
like
that's how it works.
yeah.
I mean-
And so that was really cool. So I'm going to be starting that this coming week. I do the training. I already went in for the paperwork and everything. But I want to PRS for my
PRS.
yeah, CPRS.
Okay.
The
Yep.
Certified Peer
Yep,
Recovery
yep,
Specialist.
yep.
I want to do that with the program that I graduated from and the one that I house manage for right now. But I have to wait till my year, you know, because that's a clean time requirement
Right.
for that.
Hey,
Yeah.
it's coming up. It's
I
coming up. I'm
know.
so excited for that.
I know. Me too.
So here's a hard question I asked Dale. What's a little white lie you tell?
I probably lie about like
Come on, no, hang on 1 second. Yes, belly up, real quick. No, you come back on. Have them hop on. Both you two. I need both you on these seats. But you keep going. What is one that you say? Okay, don't go far.
I would say probably that like I can handle stuff or
Come back next Friday.
I will.
What was that?
that like I can handle things. I can like things aren't too much for me. Or like you got it figured out. Yeah, I got it. I'll figure it out. I can do this, you know, and sometimes I'm not really I'm just a people pleaser more so. You know.
You're a people pleaser.
Yeah.
All right, you hold tight. Put them headphones on. We got to chat a little bit.
This is one of my girls from my sober house. She just came, so I brought her to this meeting because I was like, hey, there's a really cool meeting I want you to go to. Yeah.
Who are you?
Nessa.
Nessa, what was your thought when you walked in here tonight? Be honest, brutally honest with me.
It's pretty cool, chill, instead of like any other place, you know,
Like-
just in a circle.
Like, yeah,
Boring.
right? Instead of just sitting in a circle and blah, 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 like looking at the walls. And have you been to anywhere like this before?
No, this is my first time here.
One of a kind?
Yeah,
Would you come back?
yeah.
All right, now this is the best follow-up question. What would you tell someone else about this place? Like, go into detail. What would you, someone says, I heard about Will Work for Recovery. What is it? Like, how would you explain this place to someone?
Um,
You put it in?
I don't know. I like it. It's pretty chill. It was interesting to know about the whole little ticket thing, and
The call up, did they get your number called? Did they call you?
no,
Okay. Would you have shared?
huh?
Would you have shared if they called your number?
No.
Well, you're just getting, yeah, you can just share now, but like this is how it starts. Like you just a little bit at a time. I know people get nervous on here, but it's just really like, look at it this way. It's just for addicts or alcoholics who're chopping it up, really. Old buddies from back in LP. Look at this. So what makes you happy today?
Being sober, waking up, not dope sick.
Huh.
Yeah.
So you guys are housemates?
Yeah.
How do you is that new for you, like being in the sober living type stuff?
Yeah, my first time being in one.
What's it like? I mean, I guess if there's a woman out there struggling and thinking about maybe I should go to a sober house or stay doing dope, like what would you tell someone?
Good question.
First of all, they could do it. I got clean off of fentanyl without Suboxone or methadone, and
Hang on. No, for real. Hey.
and today I hit my 30-day mark.
Another one. Bro, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's hard.
Yeah, and if you really want it, you can get it. At first, I'm a runner. I go into treatment and don't complete. And
What do you mean runner? Well, you're a runner.
like, I'll go to treatment, I'll just leave because I give up. And
Oh, you run? I meant like you're out there doing marathons. Like,
Oh
okay.
no.
So you take off, and now this is the first time you really stuck it out?
Yeah, I haven't completed a treatment center since 17, and I'm 30 now. So,
Ah, yeah, good job.
and it's possible. You could do it if you're really determined. And I'm working on getting my kids back. So being at the fellowship house is a really good program. I feel like there's a lot of cool people there.
So is there help for a single mom out there for when you're at a fellowship house like that? There's resource. What's the process and what you're doing right now?
Depending on your case, I guess, if you're dealing with CPS, you can have your kids there with you. They help with getting in your kids into daycare if you need it or whatever. They help with transportation and, they're peer specialists.
And I just want to add that men can have their children in our
Yeah.
men's sober house too,
Yeah.
which
Nice.
is new. That's a new
Nice.
thing.
No, that's help. So peer recovery specialist has been helping you out too?
Yeah, well, I just got there on Wednesday. But, and another thing, too, if you don't have a home of your own and once you, complete the program, right, they help with housing. They'll rent you a place without no credit or
Yeah.
background check.
Yep. So once you work your way up in the program, you graduate. There are opportunities for you to work your way up. So I graduated the program. Now I'm a house manager, and then there's second level housing for people.
George Jefferson
Yeah.
just moving on up.
Yeah, so and that's what I try to tell my girls too is I'm like there's room for opportunity, in our program specifically.
Even
so.
like your example of you were in this program, you're in recovery, now you're making money off of recovery.
Yeah.
You're at a detox center, that's what's up. A lot of people don't. Sometimes this is the only skill we have is getting high or out there getting doped up and running and gunning, and this is all we know for so long. How am I going to make money? What am I going to do? It's a perfect example.
Yeah.
Good on both of you. So hold tight. Who are you, young man? Get on that mic.
I'm Dominic.
Dominic.
What's up, Dominic?
Dominic, how have I seen you before?
I seen you at a lecture at Lodging Plus.
Oh, you were sitting in there when I came and shared.
Yeah.
I
was
and now
the
you're
one-
out.
Yeah, I was kind of in the second row. But
Oh
I was
yeah.
there. Yeah.
That warms my heart, man. So you heard something I said. Is that why you know about the podcast? Because I was sharing about it there?
Yeah, I actually took your number down to actually text or call you to.
I'm an asshole. Did I not?
No,
respond to it?
I didn't get around to it yet.
Oh, all right, good. All right, good. I don't feel so bad. So how did you hear about Will Work for Recovery?
Actually, my wife told me.
Oh, you two are married?
Yeah.
So what does your recovery look like today? What have you been doing?
Today I'm 35 days clean a day.
Hey. That's the applause button. You guys can't hear it back there, but it's the applause. The audience can hear it. But 35 days?
Yeah.
How have you accomplished that?
Just I don't know. It sounds corny, but you know, it just hitting bottom. Got something scared both of us. They said that it's either do this or sign your kids over, and that's what pushed us both to do it. And but then what I learned when I was there, you know, we had to do it for ourselves too. So, you know, I'm coming to grips with that. It's not bad to say that we gotta put our kids second right now, but
It's not at all.
they're really the motivation behind everything. So
I get that. And you know what? Like, I know I shared when I was, when I came there, I talked about it. Everyone's story is different, and I get this. And it's not for me to tell you or someone else, like, that you got to do this for you. How dare you say, like, your kids are the reason. That may work for someone. I've heard people quit because any reason is valid. Whatever works for you. I've been doing this for almost 3 years, talking to people every Friday. And I shared it at LP. Like,
yeah.
Everyone's story is different. Sometimes just cold turkey because they were done. They were sick of it. Some people did it. The court made them stop, and it worked.
Yeah.
Like, whatever helped and whatever worked, like, just stay after it. If the kids are a reason to, like, even get you to consider it, hell yeah.
Yeah.
And like I said, my story is I had to do it for me. Your story is you. Your story might be your mom. There's no wrong answer. This is all our own lives. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm always challenging people, just find whatever that reason is, hold on to it and stay after it. But like this success story, like good stuff, you guys. So what's the next step? Like what's the next goal moving forward for you? But not you guys, for you. What's your
For
next,
me?
like moving forward, what are you aiming to do next?
I actually just get back into day-to-day life. I've been stuck in that addict life for a couple years now, and I just want to get back to the simple things, you know. But yeah, just like I said, I'm trying to do it different this time. I want to actually go to these AAs and try it this time, and you know, I didn't try it last time like that, so
Right.
I'm gonna give it a go at this time.
How would you tell someone else? Was tonight your first night being at Will Work for Recovery too?
Yeah, it was my first time here.
What would you explain this place to someone else? Like how have you been to other meetings?
Yeah, I have.
All right, so those versus something like this, how would you explain this to someone else? Like another person coming out of LP, let's say one of your buddies that you linked up with, and they're like, "Hey, I heard about Will Work. What's it about?"
Yeah,
do you explain
I
this
have a buddy. His name's Devin. He's gonna be a little shocked that I would tell him that I'd seen you and that I was on this podcast. But
I told everyone though, come on in, come on the podcast.
yeah,
I told you guys that.
And, funny story.
Lodging Plus.
The other day, I think a couple days ago, he was making a joke. He's like, "Let's go get some of that pizza. Let's go get on that podcast."
Hey, remember how I said if the kids will get you here and it works, hey, no different. If the pizza gets you here,
Yeah, that's what you're
it could
saying.
work. Like I got a bowl of candy. It just sounds corny when I offer it up. Like I got some candy for you.
Right,
But
right.
so, what do you tell Devin when he's like, "What was it like at Will Work?"
I've been to other AA meetings since I've been at my sober living, and then I guess it's different for me because doesn't feel how do you say it, organized. It just feels unorganized, but it's fun. So so that's I think that's the thing.
The founders right there. Like
Yeah.
when I have him on and he tells the story, he's like, "I want it very unorganized, unorthodox," and we accomplished that, huh?
Yeah,
It got accomplished.
And just waiting for your number to get called makes you nervous because you gotta talk in front of everybody.
Did they call your number?
I think they did, but then someone
up.
jumped up real quick.
Yeah, no. So yeah, if they called your number, what are you sharing about? That you're sharing right now. Share. We first. What's your sober date?
9/15/23.
And how's life looking today? Talk to us. Give us some motivation.
When people tell you that you'll be rewarded when you're clean, I didn't really believe it. But since I've been clean, I've actually been slowly getting a little bit more visitations with the kids.
Oh yeah.
So
Exactly.
so like for instance, if I get visitations, my father has to be with me. But this weekend it's been about almost 2 months. I get to have visit my kids and not have my father there. So
Responsibilities, baby.
so we get to
Sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly. Things
But
Yeah.
they always materialize.
Not only that, but they were trying to go for permanency because now we both had got sober. They want to go for reunification. So like, it's been good.
And like you guys feel like that's what you want, right?
Yeah, of course.
and I'm actually considering going to the fellowship, transferring over to their program.
Why not? Hey,
This
this is the part where we talk about like you're not missing out on. I mean, it's not time lost.
Yeah.
Anything you do from here moving forward in recovery, it's time not lost. Like,
Yeah.
and I've yet to hear someone come on here and be like, "Oh, that sucked. I'll never get that hour back." No, it was something you grew through or you learned from. What brings you peace today?
Today,
In general, like what
In
brings
general?
you peace?
I'm not too sure. Christ, this will be a lot of things. I mean, first of all, actually, I felt really good today that I get to go. This is my second AA meeting with my wife, so
Nice.
Oh yeah.
I felt good that we did it together today, and I hope we can do a lot more of these together.
So I got a quick question for you.
This is great.
What's that like for you? Is this are you okay doing recovery with your husband? Like,
Yeah, before we went to treatment, I would try to go to treatment and he would be right back at home, and I knew he was still wanting to use, so like I said, I would run. But this time I told him, I was like, for us to do it, I need your support, and I need you to do it with me instead of just me. And being able to do it and get both our lives back on track for our kids, it actually feels good to have that support,
kind of lift each other up type of deal?
Yeah, and not feeling alone, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So,
Something tells me you got a really good house manager.
yeah. She grounded me though. No.
How do you know what? Here's a question for both of you. How do you guys deal when there's an not issue, but when something comes up at differences, like there's an issue at the house? How do you guys deal with that?
One thing that I have to remember is that like it is a job, and although I can be friendly, I can't be friends, so I have to establish those boundaries. And another thing too is that like it's never personal. You know what I mean? It's never personal. If anything, I will like almost stick my neck out for you to try to, make it easier and try to compromise. But it's everybody has to follow the rules. It's you know what I mean, and all the girls. And
Like,
I've been on restriction before, and I actually told her that I'm like I've been there. You know what I mean? It's just like it's a learning experience now. We know, you know what I mean. So, but I try to also like it's not just like a job for me. Like I care about. I care about fellowship, and the house that I'm managing is the one that I first came into when I moved out here. So it has like, sentimental meaning to me,
Right.
but and it's like, as I'm going through things, I'm only like a couple months ahead of them, maybe like 5, 6, whatever. But it's like, I'm trying to learn things at the place I am in my recovery so I can go back and teach them. And if the girls don't make it out for meetings as much, they have small kids and stuff, whatever I learn in the meetings, I try to go back and take to them. You know what I mean? So if I can get ahead of the curve and like experience stuff and learn before you guys hit it, then maybe I can try to help you and guide you and doing stuff like this with them. You know what I mean? It's never personal. I'm always here to help you. You know what I mean? But
Right.
I have to hold you accountable for things.
So are you guys in like a indigenous or what kind of a house is it that you guys are at? Is it native? I don't want to do. Are you? Because I know that you brought that up. Like you came from reservation, and like I'm making assumptions. Like you're native, correct?
Yeah, Native and Mexican.
Okay. Like, are you guys at? Because I know they do have like we were just talking about the Red Road meeting and stuff like that. Is any of that part of your guys' recovery or no? It's just
No, fellowship is just for everybody. It just kind of happens it's for
working
everybody. And so and it just happens that like you know what I mean, that there's just a lot. There's actually like a high number of natives that go through there,
Okay.
which it's nice because I can connect with her. You know what I mean?
another level.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's because I miss home too. So
They
that's
say
nice.
opposite of addiction is connection.
Yep.
Like we find these things in each other. So what's something that you have gained what's something in your recovery that you have, that you've gotten? What's something that you've gotten in your recovery that you didn't get before that you got? Am I asking? You know what I'm trying to ask? The new question. What's something that you've achieved in recovery or in your life? Anything. What's something that you've achieved?
I'm not trying to like do like the whole cliche spit
Yeah,
the
do it.
literature at
Do
you,
it.
but the
Do it.
program offers us freedom from active addiction, and it's keeping that promise. You
So
know
prior
what I
to
mean?
prior to this, how many times have you lost that freedom from active addiction?
This is my first time around. I've ever made it this far. I never
Hell
made
yeah.
it this far.
I asked it wrong, but I get it. I did. I had it written down. Someone gave me a real good question to ask you guys about something that you've gained and that you've lost, but we'll get to that.
What's the best thing?
Was the best thing that we've gained in our okay, so I think I get how you're
You
wording
follow.
it now.
What's the
Yeah,
best thing what's the best thing you've gained in your life?
I would say purpose. My life has purpose now. I have people that rely on me, that depend on me. My family can depend on me for things now.
So
you
now,
know
like,
what I mean?
yeah. Yes. So, what has been some of the hardest things for you, hurdle-wise? Like, what's been some of the bad triggers, or what's been some of the hard things for you in recovery so far?
Me? Yeah.
No, I'm staring at you, but asking her.
The hardest things I think is just I guess the hardest thing is to say no to using. It's so easy to go back to, and
Just what, like passing certain people on the
Yeah,
street, or like
that.
old people hitting you up still, or like.
yeah, just seeing it is and able to say no, because I know before I stopped using, I could just say yes right away.
Yeah, that was easy.
Yeah,
That
so-
was
Peer
easy.
pressure.
Right.
So,
Peer
yeah, so-
pressures.
yeah. So saying no was a pretty hard thing to stop doing.
So
And-
then, what have you been able? How do you get through that? What do you do?
I just think about all the time I've lost with our kids this past year, and watching our kids slowly giving up on us is the most hurtful thing in the world. When they start saying, "Oh yeah, okay," and they're so used to us, breaking promises.
Just
So-
knowing it's on some BS.
Yeah, so thinking about those is really hurtful, and I waited 12 years for my wife to give me a son, and I finally got him, and I missed damn near 60 months of his life. So
Regaining their trust is like a top priority.
yeah,
Regaining their trust.
yeah.
What's been some of the hardest hurdles for you in recovery?
Myself.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What you mean? Elaborate.
Becoming my own worst enemy, self-sabotaging, wanting to run away and give up.
Runner.
Yeah, that's what I meant earlier.
How do you combat that? How do you get through that?
So far, before I came here, I was at Meadow Creek. I was just leaning on peers and staff to, telling them how I felt and what was I struggling with, and not only that, but I was tired of the lifestyle, and I don't want to go back to that. And I most definitely don't want to go back through the withdrawals because that was wicked. And I don't know, it's just a lot.
I get it. No, I get it. And usually this is where I throw a whole new question out, but I want to know what's been some of the hardest struggles for you in recovery so far.
My hardest was being away from home, even though it was the whole reason I came out here. And I feel like it's kind of double-sided. It's bittersweet because I got to start over out here. I was far enough away from everything, that old using friends, places, all those things. you know, didn't trigger me as bad, but I missed home and I missed my kids sometimes, you know, and it's like I moved to a whole new city by myself and trying to figure this out. And it's like, that's probably been the hardest. And a lot of the times I don't like to call my family when I'm having a hard time because I don't want them to freak out. You know what I
Their
mean?
big fear is
yeah,
you're gonna go back.
Yeah. But, yeah, that's the hardest is being away from home.
So, what do you like most about yourself?
That I'm outgoing, caring, got a big heart for others, and always just want to help. And because I know how it feels to not have nobody. And, you know, so actually when I was at Meadow Creek, I had talked to the director. They said that if I have 6 months clean, that they will hire me as an RS staff there. And so, you know, I was like, and everyone was telling me, like, Nessa, your story could save someone or help somebody out, you know, because of what I've been through.
Never forget that, too.
Yeah.
Never forget that.
So, like, you know, I feel like that would be another thing for me to keep pushing towards, too, you know. And I would love to have a job like that. So.
All right.
Can I just?
Yes. Try not to move that one, though.
I just want to say something, you know, listening to you two is very touching and stuff. And I was just thinking of something when you said about your kids and stuff. It's like, you know, actions are going to speak louder than words, telling them that you love them. I'm being affectionate in front of them and you know, being happy in front of them and stuff like that. Your actions are going to say a lot more to them kids than telling them you love them and you
100%.
miss them and you this and you that. You show them, you know, when they see you two interacting, compassionate.
Do me a
kind,
favor and
all
hop
that
on here,
stuff.
Paul, and explain.
No, I'm good. I just want to. I was
I
very
think- no,
moved.
I think
I was
Dave-
very moved by listening to you two, and I'm just so
Thank you.
happy that you.
I don't
guys
think you
are-
told that story about the keys with your, like, show
Oh, yeah,
tell
I
me
have.
here.
Yeah, I
Here,
have.
tell me
Yeah,
a
I
story.
have.
Come
I've
on,
told
it's
him.
pizza real quick. But serious.
So we can eat pizza, Paul. Get up there.
Yes, but you know what I'm saying? Like, the audience should hear that.
Well,
And these guys should hear that. They should.
many of people have heard this story of the keys. You know, I was a couple years sober, and finally my kids started coming back into my life. And I'll tell you, they would call the police when I was in their neighborhood. You know, I was a very absent father, but my son left his keys at my house, and he had a friend of his come and pick him up and left the keys on my table and called me later. He says, "Dad, will you bring my car home?" Keys are on your table. I says, "Dust, I ain't got a license." and you know, all I wanted to do was bring his car home for him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, but I couldn't because I didn't have a driver's license. So, you know, in brief, it's just, you know, your actions are going to speak louder words, and it was a key thing for him to say, you know, wow, you ain't going to bring my car home? Wow, he has changed, because usually I'd jump in that car and bring it home, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, but I want to get off here, and I'm just saying, I was very moved by listening to you two talk about your kids and stuff like that, because I'll tell you what, man, like I said, actions are going to speak louder than words, you know?
Yeah.
Showing them the affection, smiling together, laughing together, watching TV together, instead of arguing and in front of them, just stuff like that. And your kids are going to go, wow, man, they've changed. Something's different, you know, and they're going to start interacting with you a lot more.
Yeah, they literally just want to be home, and
Yep.
they we had a visit at a supervised place, but all they want to do is lay around with us. So that's how bad they want to be with us.
Yeah.
And you know, when you say that, my daughter, she's turning 11 on Tuesday. You know, like I said, I'm a runner. My daughter didn't have faith in me that I was going to complete treatment because all I've done was run and run.
Right.
But you know what? When I was at treatment, I was able to see my son sober for the first time of his 1 year of life. And it's like, wow, I can't believe my addiction robbed him from having a mom.
Right.
And, you know, and all I want to do is just be there. And I was able to see him sober for the first time with my clean eyes, you know.
Right.
And just
Present.
seeing,
Being
yeah.
present. Yeah.
And, you know,
instead of absent.
and, you know, and at that moment in time, it was kind of overwhelming because I didn't know how to interact with him being sober. But, you know, I was like, I want to make it up to him. You know, not only that, I want to gain my kids' trust back, and I want to work on that relationship with my oldest because, you know, she is the backbone of the family. She's a tough one. Like, you know, without her, I don't know. She's really smart. And being that her and her siblings are in foster care right now, she's looking out for them. You know, she's like, I don't know. She's one of a kind.
She's the second mom of the family.
Yeah, she takes
Nice.
that to heart too.
Yeah.
I really look forward to seeing you guys around here more often and watching this stuff, because that's what I'm in this for, is watching people grow, get things back, you know, life changing, our hearts, our souls, our minds, our attitudes, stuff like that. Because, you know, we can say this stuff and speak this stuff. And, well, you know, one of my favorite sayings is, it's not the profound shit we say, it's the profound shit we do. You know,
Right.
and I used to do some pretty profound, goofy ass stuff. Now I'm doing just the opposite. Hey, check this out. Speaking of kids, I got a really special guest right here. Her name is Kenzie.
Go close to the microphone.
Get right up on that mic. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Let me ask you this. How long you been sober?
10 years and 10 months.
Nice. What do you got for us, Kenzie? What do you do here?
I babysit the little kids.
Nice.
Why do you do that?
Just to help the parents, so it's
Yeah.
easier for them to
Right
listen
on.
to the meeting.
Yeah. So they can get in, so they engage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I seen you earlier playing with another one of the moms from the house. You were playing with his baby and chasing after him so she can try to interact or pay attention in a group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Our son, he's 1 year old, but he'll love this place because there's so many things for him to grab and throw around.
Yeah. Kenzie, how long you been coming down here?
For a long time.
Like 2.5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, you and your dad are a big part of Will Work Recovery. Maybe you can tell a little bit about your dad.
So he's known as the Coffee Man
That's right.
And Pizza Man.
and Pizza Man on Fridays. He likes talking a lot.
What?
He doesn't be quiet, and he's not quiet at all. He's pretty nice. He likes to talk to everybody.
Yeah.
What's your favorite thing about Will Work? This
Oh.
place?
Everything,
Everything.
everyone.
You know, I got to tell you a little something about your dad. Is I always said he's like the gentle giant around here because he doesn't say much, but he does a lot. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And that's what we were talking about. It's not the profound shit we say, it's the profound shit we do. And when you said he's known as the coffee maker, and I'm going to tell you what, have you ever heard that saying? They say meeting makers make it. Sometimes they don't. You know who does make it? Coffee makers. Service work.
Yeah.
Being a part of, engaging, coming into the podcast, saying hello, da-da-da. You know, Will Work for Recovery is known for making people uncomfortable because that's how you get comfortable.
Oh yeah, you did that all right tonight.
Right. And you told me you were shy, and I've seen nothing but the opposite.
Yeah, I lied to you.
Yeah.
I almost got away with a pizza until he caught me outside the door.
What, you guys were just gonna grab a slice and smash?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Paul grabbed it good.
Isn't it nice to get engaged and be a part of, though? Look
Yeah.
at you smiling, man. Look at you
Yeah.
laughing.
That's the best part. They both smile.
You can't
Yeah.
wipe the smile out their face.
Bite that lower lip. It ain't going.
Should we get our little ping pong champion around up here?
What are you doing over in that corner?
That's Kenzie's brother over there hiding out. He's our little ping pong champion. I'm not kidding you. He's really good. Come down and challenge him. Anyhow, I'm going to get off this
Wait,
thing.
Paul, talk about some upcoming stuff here at the center. Talk about the Halloween party, what that's about.
Isn't that your job?
Yeah.
Oh,
All right, we're having a Halloween party the 28th. Costume party, dance, dinner, spaghetti from American Pie, and it is awesome. Yeah, all kinds of stuff going on. We'll do a 50-50. You know what? It's like we said, we're the most unorthodox, unstructured meeting and facility you probably ever been to. We fly by the seat of our pants, but I'll tell you what, man, the love is there. You know, we just make things happen, and we love stuff. And there's a lot of stuff going on.
Paul.
Wait, real quick, Paul,
Paul.
before
He just-
Paul.
before you
What's
get
up,
off the
Mackenzie?
mic,
I have a
sir,
question.
just tell us what your gratitude looks like today.
My gratitude?
Yes.
Man, that's a long list, man. I am so grateful for Carolyn, most of all. I mean, like I said, the only thing I run around here is my mouth. Carolyn is the boss. Carolyn is the meat and bones of this place. And I'm just grateful that she puts up with me.
I have a question, Paul.
Yes.
What's your favorite thing about Will Work?
My favorite thing about Will Work Recovery is watching people grow, watching people get out of themselves and start engaging. Because I guess maybe because I was that guy, I came in to AA in these rooms and very quiet and with my arms crossed, kind of like going, wow. You know, and people kept prodding me and doing exactly what I do to people, getting them uncomfortable. And before you know it, I got comfortable. Now I look for reasons to like it instead of excuses to split. You know, I don't have to agree with everybody. I don't have to like everything. But I'll tell you what, man, this stuff's important to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This stuff is important to me. It has to be a priority. You know, one of our little mottos is, you know, if your recovery doesn't come first, everything you love is coming last.
Yep.
And that's kind of a fact. And, you know, the question that Tim was struggling with was that, what is the best thing in your life today? To ask somebody, what is the best thing in your life today? Who wants to answer that?
This is valid for you guys too. Go ahead.
What's up, bud?
Best,
What's the best thing in your life today?
Right now is just feeling the best thing about life right now is waking up feeling just no, I don't know how to say it. How to
No stress?
yeah, just waking up.
Okay.
Yeah, ready to
Take on
start
the day.
yeah start my day
Yeah.
without worrying about
Yeah.
that. You know,
Like
getting the
rise
thing.
and shine, right?
Yeah.
Rise and shine,
Yeah,
man.
I like that every morning.
Yeah. Okay, so then the flip side to that question is, and how many times have you thrown that away? The best thing in life today. How many times have you thrown that away?
Let's count
Yeah.
the last 5 years
Should
of
we
my
take
life.
our shoes off?
Yeah. So we get all 10 toes and fingers?
Yeah, last 5 years of my life.
Yeah.
How?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The birds?
Huh?
The birds? How they sound or something? The birds always sound better.
Oh, the birds, yeah.
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 at the meeting. You were, yeah.
Yeah, you remember when birds would chirp and, you know, you'd hear noises and just be,
Oh, yeah.
You know, now I love hearing the birds chirp. I love hearing, you know, watching the sun come up. Isn't it crazy?
Yeah.
Man, it's a miracle that we're here. Listen, take this thing away from me, will you?
Hey, bro.
Uh-oh, something just happened.
You stepped on. I got to get a new cord over here. You stepped on. I'm going to be wrapping this up pretty quick. It's been over an hour. All right, listen now, guys and gals and boys and girls. Tell me what makes you the happiest today.
Oh, me?
Yes, you, because after you're done answering, I'm going to put her back on so I can finish questions with her.
Okay.
What makes you the happiest today?
There's a lot. But the one thing, actually two things.
Go ahead. As many
Um,
things.
So first, my cat.
Your cat,
Yeah.
okay.
And then my friends and family.
Your friends and family.
Yeah.
Listen, I want to thank you for always being here and helping everyone and helping your dad, like you being able to, like, both you guys. Thank you guys for doing what you guys do here. I know you're just a little girl and this and that, but you're always giving high fives. You're always being friendly. You're always smiling. You're always helping the parents so they can go to meetings. Like, that's awesome. That really is. I know it's a lot of responsibility on you, but thank you.
Okay.
You
So
have
the last thing is, will you come back on the show next week or the week after, maybe? Okay. What were you gonna say?
I would say she has a she's making a huge impact on others without even knowing it.
There you go.
So you see other parents, they're like, oh, wow, maybe I could bring someday I'll get my kids back. I know I could bring them here. They'll be safe because we got you help. You know what I mean? People see you. People see you. Thank you.
Yep.
All right. So this is a part of the show. Like, I know you guys only thought you were going to come on for a few minutes and I was going to be like 5 minutes. Typically we do it like, an audience out there listening, like there's a couple things that happen that we just don't have a really packed house tonight. And I knew we weren't gonna, but I still wanted all the pizzas. So I told Will, I was like, we're gonna have so many people here. You better get like 4 or 5 pizzas. But hey, now we get to bring some pizza home with us.
I wanted to.
Hell yeah. No, watch, you'll see. I'll load you up. there's a Bob's last outdoor campfire meeting, this thing that you guys will experience next year in the summer. There's just something, it's beautiful out. A lot of people are just taking advantage of the weather, and it's just what it is. So some weeks we might only have 5 to 10 people come in here, and like last week we had 40 people on the show. Like typically we do 5 to 10 minutes a person, go maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours. But I personally, like I said at the beginning, for 2 years I had this right here, and we'd go for 2 hours. Because you start a conversation, start talking about like what your God looked like, and we can talk about that for an hour, like just whatever, and like start getting into like our old, not using stories, but how life used to be versus how it is today. Like there's a lot to be talked about. So we're gonna go around, and I'm gonna ask you, talk to me about your gratitude. What things are you grateful for in life today?
Having a second chance at life. Not only that, but the support system that I have, even if that means from CPS, because at the end of the day, when I first got involved with them, I was looking at them as the enemies because, you're playing with my kids.
They took my kids away.
Yeah, trying to do the self-pity party.
Yep.
But now that I'm sober and thinking straight, all they want is just to help me and get back with my kids and, be...
How awesome and crazy is that?
Yeah.
It took for the dope out of our system to realize. I mean, I think I'm trying to reiterate that just so people out there hear, like, they weren't fighting you on it. Like, they have your kids' best interest at hand. Really.
Yeah, and not only that, but my CPS worker in the Guardian Litem said, I always had faith in you. We were rooting for you, but, it's just, and I was telling him, I was like, I can't believe, my drug of choice was walking me and I was on a leash, and, it had control over me. It took a lot for me, and all I want to do now is just move forward and get back to life where, just waking up every day, being able to send the kids out to work or school. I was gonna say work.
Get them out to work.
Yeah.
But listen, I want to also say something to anyone listening. I say this so I hear it myself. Like, we don't do this perfect. I don't do this perfect. And I fuck up.
Yeah.
I make mistakes. It happens. Like, don't get down on yourselves when that happens. Yeah. Like 6 years in, and something happened with some stupid money, and my thought went to using. Right. I lost my brother 5 years ago yesterday, and I never thought to use over losing a family member, but I lost a little money, and I thought to you know what I'm saying? Don't beat yourself up. Life's gonna show up. And like Paul said, I've already had messages like, I can't wait to see these guys in another 30 days, in 60 days. Yeah. Like serious. Like, you might not know it or understand it, and it's not pressure, but people root for you. Because watching you guys helps me.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, watching that little girl came in here, and like, I'm sure in the back of your mind, you're like, wow, I know I could, someday I'll have my kids back in my life. I can bring them down here.
You know what? And now I can't say, because of my kids, I don't have a babysitter, I can't make it to a meeting. So now I know there's a babysitter.
Right. No, and that's cool. Like, and I'm great. Like Paul said it too. Like, I'm grateful for you guys. I really am. Like, thank you for getting a little vulnerable, getting a little uncomfortable, and sharing. Before I move on, is there anything you want to add or anything else?
Not that I could think of right now.
And that's all good. You last thing is, will you come back on the show?
Yeah.
All right. Just hold tight.
She loves talking.
Listen to husband. Talk to me about your gratitude.
I thought you were going around the table.
Nah, I do this. You know what I usually do? I'll be like this. So, tell me about your gratitude.
I'm grateful for, let's just start off, with my kids. My wife, she, like she always says, I look at it as like she's mad all the time, but I think she does it because she cares. Yeah. And she gets on my ass a lot. So,
you worry when they stop doing that, when they stop engaging, because that means they don't care.
Yeah.
I'm talking about people in general, not just your wife.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I'm grateful, to wake up for another day, and my health. That was a big thing. Well, my using. I'm paying for it today. Today. Practically losing most of my feeling in my feet. I should have listened to her, but I just wanted to get high, so I can only, I'm thankful for that. I still have my feet,
Right. You still have your legs.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's that dude on TED Talk with no arms, no legs, looking like a bowling ball, happy.
Yeah.
He's in there. He's a motivational speaker.
Yeah. I forgot his name.
Yeah,
One of
but
the
you know what? Because they played it for us when we were at LP.
Yeah.
But I also had someone on the podcast who shares about that. It's like sometimes I thank God that I've got movement in my joints and breath in my lungs, because there's people out there that don't.
Yeah.
And they want it.
And I forgot his name. Desi, the counselor from
Desi,
Yeah.
the dude from the Minnesota Vikings, Desi.
Yeah, he the 2 times I had him, he always brought up the blind guy and the guy from so you must know
Yeah. Oh yeah.
from
shit.
High V.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're going about their life happy. They wouldn't change it for the world.
Nope.
So
Nope.
but yeah, those are things I'm grateful. I probably could think of more if I thought about it. But
It's something that we take for granted without even thinking about
Always.
it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. I do too. We're all good. And like I said, just take this, like, if anything, like, no one's perfect. You're not going to do this perfect. Like, just day at a time shit. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Day at a time. What's your gratitude look like? Talk to me.
I'm grateful for, like how she said, a second chance. And it's like a lot of us aren't even supposed to be here right now. You know, the way that we are living, it's like, I'm not even supposed to be here, like overdosing like that and just living reckless. And it's like, every day, like incorporating everything that you guys are saying is like waking up and, I don't have to be sick today. I don't have to be hungover. I have a life of purpose, and I get to wake up and help these girls and work on myself, and you know what I mean? Like, be there for my family. Everything that I've said, I'm grateful for all of it. And I'm grateful for, like, the bad days, too, and the hard days, because it's, like, it's still so much better than being out there.
100%.
You
Like,
know what I
I
mean?
think about, like, I walked around with a needle in my arm for 10 years. We talk about we shouldn't have been here, like, we shouldn't be here. Yeah, I had repercussions of it. We all do. Like, a lot of people either just weren't here to be able to tell us about it because they died. You know,
Yeah.
especially with that fatty now. Woo.
yeah.
Just, what the, and when people go out, like, Paul will even, at our 5 o'clock men's meeting, he'll be like, when they come back in after a relapse, he'll be like, is it getting any better out there? And be kind of an asshole saying it, but seriously, like, is it better? Is it dope better? Is it cheaper? Is it more accessible? Like, and it never is.
One thing I love that Paul says is, he always says, the dope isn't even that good anymore, and they're telling on you for free.
Yeah. And I think sometimes people just need to hear the raw truth about.
Raw is fine.
And I had Bob as a counselor,
Oh, shit.
and he
Shut
told-
up, Bob Bauer, you old son of a bitch, you.
Yeah, you said you call him every year.
Hell
and
yeah, I call my man, like, I'm still sober, now what?
my.
Hey, like, real quick, side note, this dude's like Big Bird, and
Yeah.
he red cheeks, and just be like,
Yeah, you took my hat away.
hell yeah. But listen,
Anyways,
he saved lives.
yeah,
He cares.
He told me that
Shit, I gotta watch my mouth.
yeah, he basically told me I didn't give a shit about my kids because I continued to get high.
How
And,
hard was that to hear a man tell you that, and you wanted to fight him on it, but
Yeah.
then what? I mean,
I mean, I was a little salty about it, but it was the truth.
Paul will come in here and tell you exactly this. The truth hurts.
Yeah.
You wouldn't get mad if it didn't apply, if it wasn't real. Like, I never got mad at someone who accused me of stealing when I didn't steal. I got mad when I was stealing and they called me on it. Like, I know you stole. I'm like, fuck you, get the deal.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
the truth, but that cuts deep.
Yeah, it does.
That cuts deep.
And that had me thinking a lot in group. So just hearing the truth is sometimes what people really need to hear. And
Yeah, my husband did that to me when I was in treatment. It wasn't what I wanted to hear, but at that moment in time, I needed to hear it because on day 3, I was ready to run away. He said, if me and you leave treatment today, we can be together, but we won't have our kids. If we stay, we can all be together as a family. And, and he goes like, I feel like I can be the one to tell you this stuff because, I'm your husband and I'd rather you hear it from me than someone else. And, when I was at treatment, the lady had told me that your kids can't keep you sober and neither can mine. And I was like, everyone has their own thoughts on that. Mine were the reason why I was sober because I was fighting for my kids. My kids were basically on the line. And so it may look different for everybody else, but, Yeah, truth did fucking hurt. And I was just telling Larry last night, you know, I caught her crying and, you know, I
was just saying, don't, man, I just was here thinking about think of how hard that is, and it's the truth. Like, I think Bob used to tell us about that, like buying, he's like, can you imagine, like, what size is your child for a suit to wear to your funeral?
Yeah,
He said some shit that really hurt, but it's the truth.
Yeah, he'll say
and if you
stuff
think
like
it
that.
through, like, that's just fucking sad. And it's because it's the truth. Like, and he would make us do these visual things, like, imagine your mom in her best dress standing over your coffin. Or, like, your children at your coffin. It's the truth. And that's what's there waiting for you if we go back out. Like, that won't keep me sober. That, honestly, it won't me, but it hurts to hear it. And it's a good motivator to stay clean.
Yeah, he also told me one day in group, me and Devin, we joke around a lot. If you know Native culture, men love to joke around, and our jokes would be between us, but our laughs would be out loud. And you know, he caught us laughing a few times, and he came up to me one time in group and told me straight up. He said, "You're being immature. You're not mature enough to be a father of 4." And that hit me too. Like, I need to know when to joke around and to be serious at times, so that, you know, that hit me, because you know,
Some people, like, and I get it. There's certain people that'll talk that way, and it will have you just be like, "Fuck you, I'm out." I get that. I do. I understand that. But like you said, at the point in time in my life, I needed Bob Bauer. I did. I needed that dude to be like, "You're a fucking junkie, and you leave here, you're dead."
right,
Like,
Yeah.
I was like, "Fuck you," but I didn't move.
right.
I was too scared because we knew it's the truth. I don't know. We got on a whole. This is what the podcast was.
Yeah.
This we
We went off.
keep going for an hour. Like, shit, I keep going all night. And there are some old listeners on that they're cool with just hearing us keep chopping it up. But we are gonna wrap it up. I did cut you off in the middle of your gratitude. Anything else you'd like to add to, or anything you'd like to add to the show before we wrap up?
I'm grateful for the little times like this where, you know, I kind of just talked to her because I was like, okay, you're on restriction, this and that. But I'm like, if you want to go to a meeting, if staff comes with you, we can go. So if you want to go to this meeting.
So, sorry to cut you off, but what did I call you when yesterday you had texted me and said, how did your intake go? What did I tell you?
She was like, it really didn't go that well. I don't really like it, this and that. I'm not a meeting person. I don't think I'm going to get a sponsor, all this stuff. And she was like having a hard time with that.
So what is that you're feeling today if you were to be asked that same thing after tonight's meeting?
I mean, I am willing to go to more meetings, but I'm still iffy about the sponsor. Maybe I told her, like I told her yesterday, maybe my mindset might change later on down the road. But right now, if I were to say it, I think I would go back to another meeting or come back to another meeting.
I don't know. And the way I did my recovery may kill all three of you. You know what I'm saying? The one thing I've gathered from talking to people every single week for year after year for a couple hours is I challenge you just to go have an experience with some recovery. Not to go do it like I did. My recovery looks successful through my eyes and the way I've done it. Yours might on yours, but the way you do your recovery could have killed me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I learned the hard way in early recovery to go and tell someone, you got to do this. Yeah, Bob told me, you got to get a sponsor, you got to work some steps, you got to do some service work, get to meetings.
Yeah.
That's what is installed in all of us. So,
Yeah. But I just want to say one
Go
thing.
ahead. Come on.
One thing
Yeah.
one thing that you told me that or what you said in that thing was actually stuck with me, is that you basically what you just said, but you said go out there and find your own way. And yeah, that's what stuck with me, because I'll find my way, and my way will work, you know, but I'm not against all the other ways, but like you said, just find your own way that will make it work. And that's what kind of stuck with me and Devin too, is like,
it's like find your own way in these rooms.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, like
I hope
that,
I come
yeah.
across the right way to be
yeah,
like,
no, yeah, that's
I'm just, like I just said, like, I know we have people saying that, but just be careful about, hey, what worked for you, good.
Yeah.
But that might kill her.
Right.
Like, find our ways.
You stop working with your head and work with your heart, you're going to find the way.
There you go. Yeah, yeah. Let your heart lead. Don't listen to the asshole between the ears.
Right.
Listen, if you're out there tonight and you're struggling, like you're hearing some really powerful stories tonight, you can come down to 2520 North 2nd Street 7 days a week. There's meetings. I gave you guys the meeting list. Go to the website. You see it right now on your screen. We also have the other website that I put up earlier on the messages. But you're worth the fight. Like, you're hearing some stories tonight, and there's another way. There's a happier, better way. Come down here. Your voice is valid. We all have voices, and you deserve a happier way of life. If no one's told you tonight, I'll tell you, like, I love you. You're worth the fight. Until next week, we love yas, and we'll see you then. Adios. Oh, wait, hold up. Check out our messages, too, on the podcast tonight. We had some people checking in. We're real grateful for everyone that's been checking in and writing messages. We're grateful for you. Thank you.